continue his friendship with Mr. Churchill. That is my opinion, anyway.
Please give my regards to your husband. Do tell him what I said.
I think I prefer not to.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Wigram.
What do you want, Mr. Churchill?
I'm looking for a letter.
What letter?
I thought there might be something from Clemmy.
Not today. It's not easy to post letters in that part of the world.
Perhaps tomorrow? Does the name Terence Phillip mean anything to you?
Terence Phillip? Yes. Art dealer, I think.
Anything known?
Good looking. Rather dashing, plenty of money. His father was rich.
Married?
No.
Clemmy seems to be quite chummy with him. She keeps mentioning him.
Oh, he's on the boat with her.
He is. I'm idiotically jealous.
Oh, Winston.
I'm sure she's in love with him.
Rubbish.
She writes about him in every letter. Terence and I did this, Terence and I did that.
They're companions, friends on holiday together.
I know Clemmy. I can read between the lines. I know her thoughts.
Don't be ridiculous. She loves you, Winston, very deeply.
I'm a rotten husband.
Nonsense.
I suppose he's the romantic type, you know, all that sort of stuff. Never got much of that from me. Well, it never seemed important, even when I was young. Daisy Fellows, she tried to seduce me at the Ritz. Wasn't interested. Used to think it was because I smoked too much. Tobacco is bad for love. Old age is worse.
You're talking nonsense, Winston.
I've lived too long. I'm in the ruck. I've drunk too deeply of the cup. I cannot spend. I cannot fuck. I'm down and out. I'm buggered up.
Where you get that from?
It's a translation from the Russian, Pushkin, I believe. You may laugh, Desmond Morton, but I think about it all the time. Clemmy and that fella.
She'll be home soon, Winston.
Wrap me up in my tarpaulin jacket and say a poor trooper lies low. Get 6 stalwart lancers to carry me with steps silent, mournful, and slow.
Mr. Churchill! Mr. Churchill, sir! Mr. Churchill!
Angie, you're drunk.
She's here, sir. She's here.
What?
Taxi's coming down the drive, sir.
What on earth are you talking about?
Mrs. Churchill, sir.
She's here.
Yes, sir.
She's here. She's here. She's here. She's here. She's here. She's here. Out of my way! Out of my way!
Is your wife well? Oh, lovely. Thanks so much. Why are you all wet?
I thought I'd never see you again.
Oh, here I am. Mr. Inches, how are you?
So you had a good time?
Wonderful.
I missed you very much.
I missed you too.
I'm not sure that I believe that. You see Seem to have seen a lot of Mr. Terence Phillip.
Yes.
You like him?
It's good fun.
Good fun?
It's very interesting.
I hear he's much in demand. All the hostesses in London want him at their dinner table.
Oh, yes. I'm sure they do.
You should ask him here for a weekend. Did you fall in love with him?
You made me like him. Oh, Mr. Pug. Your new island looks lovely.
At Versailles, it was laid down, and at Locarno, it was confirmed that Germany was forbidden to take any armed forces into the Rhineland zone. And for 18 years, the fortresses of Frankfurt, Koblenz, and the other garrison cities on the Rhine have been empty. But gradually, under dictator Hitler, Germany has been asserting her independence of treaty obligations. First, she left the League of Nations, then she set about rebuilding her army, navy, and air force. Until today, when her forces play at war in mimic battle, Germany is seen again to be one of the great armed powers of Europe.
Die und die Bewegung sind Lebensausdruck unseres Volkes, damit ein Symbol des Ewigen. Es lebe die nationalsozialistische Bewegung, es lebe Deutschland!
We're powerless. Hitler's preparing to tear the world apart, and we can do nothing.
Of course we can, and we shall.
I should never have shown you those papers.
What do you mean?
Well, perhaps the Prime Minister's right. Perhaps we should try to find a compromise with Herr Hitler.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. We know that's impossible.
Then perhaps we should let him have his own way.
For God's sake, Ray, what ridiculous nonsense is this?
Ray, you're tired. We should go home.
Hundreds of thousands of people will die. Millions. And I shall be responsible.
Weeks, that's just not true.
Partly responsible, then.
How would you be remotely responsible?
By showing those papers to Winston. By stirring up public opinion. By making it impossible for the government to reach a settlement with the Nazis.
Brave.
Hitler is unstoppable. In 3 years, he's made himself dictator of Germany. He's dumped the Treaty of Versailles and rebuilt the armed forces. He'll march into Austria, and then Czechoslovakia, and then God knows what, the whole of Europe.
There may be a war. I grant you that. Nevertheless, we shall win.
How can you say that? It's just mindless optimism.
When I was at school, I had a friend called Merlin Evans. And one day we were talking about what we would do when we were grown up. And I don't know why I said this or why I thought it. But I said, one day in the future, Britain will be in great danger. And it will fall to me to save London and the Empire.
Schoolboy fantasy. Like wanting to play for England or climb Everest.
My destiny. And I truly believe it.
You're an extraordinary man, Winston.
I am. I know it.
Nobody but you could say that sort of thing and expect people to believe it.
Destiny is what I believe in. Destiny commands. We must obey.